Hi, I'm Wally Arjahowski. I'm the Executive Director of Southwestern Wisconsin Community Action Program. We're a rural anti-poverty agency that works in 5 southwestern counties in Wisconsin. Recently, in the past few years, the problems in rural areas and farm communities in particular have gotten very, very difficult. And we're currently working on several programs dealing with how behavioral health can be improved within the communities we serve. We're now working on issues regarding addiction. But in addition to that, we've recently been experiencing many more suicides, and that's something that we haven't seen to the same degree before. It's largely being driven by the economics, but it's also being driven by other social and cultural problems that are being faced in rural Wisconsin. The reason we're applying for this grant is not that we only want to stop suicides prior to them occurring, but also going upstream and looking at the social and cultural and economic problems that lead to suicide. We certainly want to research that, and we certainly want proactive interventions that come earlier.
I'm Bridget Mushan-Humphrey, and I work with the SWCAP and Southwest Wisconsin Behavioral Health Partnership as the program director. Our 5-county coalition has identified that farmer mental health and farm community mental health and suicide is a really critical issue. This really isn't just about mental health. These things are happening because of the rural economies and what's happening in the bigger picture, in the bigger culture. We need to look at models of things that are working. We also need to know from farmers themselves what might work for them. We need to ask those questions and get some really good answers to be able to think outside the box. There are a lot of different organizations and coalitions that are doing some parts of this work. For example, the Suicide Prevention Coalition of Iowa County that is working on helping people identify the signs of suicide, providing QPR training, such as the question.
Hi, my name is Susan Springer-Judd, and I started the Iowa County Suicide Prevention Coalition. I started because I lost my brother. He was 41, had 3 kids. My mom found him. And the first place I went to for help from my mom, my 2 sisters, and my brother's kids to look for resources, and they really didn't have any. We're in Iowa, Grant, Lafayette, Richland, Crawford, and Sauk. And we're needed in many more. When people say suicide or suicide prevention, it is a heavy subject, and it's a very sad subject, and it does have so much stigma wrapped around it. And unfortunately, that's what's preventing the people that have the mental health issues from reaching out for help. I really focus on breaking down stigmas, creating awareness, and educating people, and I try to do it in a fun way. The referral is the hardest part. The very few limited resources we have, a lot of our farmers don't trust because they're not ag-based. That is what our farmers want. Go out and sit in the tractors with the farmers. We're so stuck in our little box that we think everything has to be done sitting across the table or laying down on a couch for therapy. Now this is something we can do in these small counties. I know we can do it.
So this is what our proposal is really all about. There's a lot of models that we can be looking at both nationally and within the state that are working, but we do think that there's some other things we need to be doing. And we're in a position where we can start to really think at a community level about this and to include the voice of farmers. Southwest Wisconsin has really started to tackle a lot of these behavioral health issues, and we've got that capacity ready to be able to be shared across more of the state, especially with regard to this issue of farmer suicide. This is an issue that needs some really targeted attention and some really significant work to happen in a short amount of time. And we're just not able to do that with the resources we have. So this will help us be able to really zone in on this issue of farmer suicide and rural mental health. Really important that we do this ASAP.